Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Jerry Conway, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
I'm here for Peter.
We all got the Peter this week, kids, but we'll get there. Welcome back to another episode of the Ultimate Spider-Cast, a place where we respect Spider-Man. I am Phil, joining... That's right. Hold him close. Joining me, as always, that other dimensional thread. It is.
Hey y'all, it's Lilith Hellfire.
She's like, who, me? That's right, kids. We'll talk the new, Amazing Spider-Man number 25, hot off the presses. Hot like something else hitting the sidewalk. Anyway, and of course, we'll have a classic review of the Vibranium Vendetta. See, anything should we get 25 out of the way, or should we save it to the end as always?
We can save it to the end.
Okay.
Maybe
I was like, it was good. Never. See, anytime we read if Love complains about a Spider-Man story we read, I'm like, hey, at least it wasn't Amazing Spider-Man 25 and probably 26.
Volume 6. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just volume 6 in general. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, yes, kids, tonight we are talking the Vibranium Vendetta, one of the annual events.
Not the agenda, Vendetta, Phil.
I know. I think I said it. See, you didn't even know until you looked. All right, so let me pull up the information here with special guest stars, the Black Panther and Iron Man. See, now it's like ingrained in my brain. I was trying to bring up Amazing Spider-Man Annual 25, and I put in Amazing Spider-Man 25, and guess what came up, kids? It's stuck in my brain.
That can't be good for anybody.
It's like amazing. Okay, not to spoil anything, but Amazing Spider-Man 25. It's like brain herpes. All right, so yes, tonight we are talking the Vibranium Vendetta from the 1991 Spider-Man annuals. And for those you continuity freaks, yes, this event takes place between Amazing Spider-Man 348 and 349. So,
because we got to squeeze everything we can out of everything that's Spider-Man.
Yes. All right, so like I said, the Vibranium Vendetta Part 1, Amazing Spider-Man Annual 25 from September 1991. The Spider and the Ghost. Writer David Michelinie, penciler Guang Yap, inker Bud LaRosa, colorist Bob Sharon, letterer Rick Parker, and editor Danny Fingeroff.
God, I forgot this is a Roxxon thing. Damn it.
Yes. Just them the Maggie, huh?
Yeah. Just use your real words. It's fine, I promise.
Oh. No. Exxon, yes, we would love for you to advertise, but yeah, so we won't call.
No, they can keep their fucking money.
No, I meant Marvel. That's what Marvel was probably like back in the day. They're just like, oh no, Exxon. Are they even still? I mean, are they still around in any great capacity?
Yeah, they're an oil company. I've never known an oil company go out of business.
That's
Maybe
true, but I don't see it
together, but not go out of business.
Maybe it's just around here, but I don't see a ton of like gas stations anymore.
If it ain't a Wawa, I don't want it. Well, I ain't got to worry about that for a while, but
Wow, wow. What about sheets?
if we had that in Florida, maybe, yeah.
All right,
But
so
actually, Wawa's is basically sheets. See, they have
yeah,
the stuffed cheese and the deli and stuff. Yeah,
it's like Southern sheets, right?
yeah.
Okay. All right. Spider-Man has just caught two men trying to steal equipment from Empire State University.
Mind your business. If you see somebody, you didn't.
After he knocks out the crooks, he begins looking through the packages of stolen material, and all he finds is a bunch of melted metal that appears to be worthless.
Some scientist you are.
Seems
Turns
like
out
I'm
he's
getting a
not.
package
He
every
doesn't
other
fancy
day.
himself a scientist.
I know.
Seems like I'm getting a package every other day.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
he's
to be fair, if I caught somebody stealing my stuff, as long as it wasn't like Moon Knight, Michael Bendis run, I'd probably give him a good what for. Love
uh,
that meme. Thanks for that, Phil. That made me chuckle.
I saw that, and I believe that was from the Moon Knight Corps. So
Of
yes,
course.
But I was like, oh,
Damn Moon Knight nerds.
I have to. I have to share that with Lilith. And
Next, do one with Superman. The first appearance of Ra's
oh,
Al do that one.
Fight me, Moon Knight nerd.
oh my God, it'd be the funniest meme we could create. Be like, oh, I'm gonna leave a flaming bag of something on someone's doorstep. Should I use Bendis's Moon Knight run or his Superman run?
Bendis. He's like, what did I do?
He's
Done
like,
enough, sir.
he's like, I didn't write Amazing Spider-Man 25.
Take it out on me.
Bendis.
I love how we're roasting 25 before we even get to 25.
Just a sneak peek. Just a sneak peek.
Just a taste, kids. Just a taste. Oh, that could be that maybe the end of the year once we get the whole thing. Maybe that could be a Patreon exclusive. Lilith gets drunk and just rips on Amazing Spider-Man Volume 6.
Do you want me to take the whole half of the 2024 off? Like, oh, screw September. It's like Lil's missing. She's on a milk carton now. Phil's over the edge.
Oh, remind me to tell you something after we're done. Well,
Write it down, but I will.
I'll make you an official offer type thing, but okay. Before the wall crawler can learn anything else, he is interrupted by the campus security guards. As he tries to explain that he wasn't stealing anything, he is interrupted by Arthur Dearborn.
A menace! J. Jonah Jameson was right. He's a menace.
Oh my! Like he's the first person to flip all over our college campus. Arthur Dearborn, an employee of the Roxxon Energy Corporation. Well, you already know he's a villain. He explains nobody was stealing anything and that these materials that were being experimented upon by the university under a Roxxon grant. He explains that the two men worked for his company and would be pressing charges if he didn't agree that the scene didn't look suspicious. Spider-Man meekly departs from the scene as the web slinger leaves the scene. He heard about the experiments because he is a student at ESU and he is supposed to take pictures for the Daily Bugle for Roxxon's big press conference the following day.
Peter get a real job. Whoever takes over Spider-Man, I'm sick of it. Peter needs a real job. Can he be a professor? Can he do something? His unexplained absences and stuff. Teachers' assistants do all the real work when you're a professor. If you know, you know.
Yeah. But I mean, again, he had a job as a high school teacher for a while. He's worked in science labs. Let's give him again. When's the last time Peter had a job?
Let's not get carried away and give him a whole nother Spidey Corporation arc. Yeah. Let's not get carried, but let him have a real job.
You people have heard me rant and rave about that marriage. When's the last time Peter had a real job? Any job. Well, I guess supposedly he's working for Norman at this point, but I mean that's basically just
that's all fake. That's fake news, bud.
Just come play Spider-Man with me. That's all.
He's just his sugar daddy. Like, can we all just stop playing the game? That's his sugar daddy at this point.
It's literally murder porn because Harry's dead, Gwen's dead, a lot of dead bodies between the two of them.
Yeah.
And again, oh God, I don't want to ruin the end of the Clone Saga, but
Don't. Shh.
I know.
They might be
You re-
sneaking a peek, hoping we slip up.
he recognizes the metal slag as being made out of vibranium and wonders what could have done that to the expensive and durable metal. When he returns home to discover that his wife Mary Jane has prepared a romantic evening because she has figured that Peter has told her that he loved
Yowza.
her a million. Oh yeah. See, kids, see what we've missed the last 15 years, kids. Wholesome sex scenes between a husband and wife. Come on.
Okay, hear me out though. We reboot. If the marriage ever comes back, we gotta have John Byrne doing the art on the honeymoon issue. That's all I'm gonna say. It'll sell a
Oh
million
yeah.
copies. It'll sell a
That,
million copies, Marvel. Trust me.
no, you double team it. Hey, oh no, you get
Oh,
burnt. You get burned, and you make whatever devil's deal you have to with Todd McFarlane.
bro, the internet would explode.
A honeymoon
The nerd
special.
fap that would go on for that one, bro.
Exactly. I mean, the honeymoon special drawn by Byrne and McFarlane. Tell me that wouldn't sell a million copies.
Oh, we could dream,
Tell
Phil.
me.
I'm gonna manifest it. It's fine.
And Marvel, you can put as many variant covers as you want on it.
I'm out here in the desert, perfect view of the moon, perfect time for manifesting.
Exactly. And again, honeymoon special. You could do the
Wedding
lingerie
album.
variant.
I'll buy another one. I told you. I'll buy 3. Okay, just put it
Again,
down for 3.
again, they didn't cash out on that first one. All it was in an annual. Yeah, please
I
give me
know
that.
they kick themselves every day over that, bro.
Okay, give. Well, I think it was a quick. They just had to get it done real quick because Stan was doing it in the comic strip and the paper. So yeah. Again, merchandise. Again, bring that marriage back. Merchandise the hell out of it, Marvel. Me and Lilith will pay the money. Don't worry.
Just put me down for 3 of everything. It's fine. I was actually going through some of my the graphic novels and like the hardcovers and stuff that I deemed necessary to have at all times. And I was like, Batman, Green Arrow, Superman. Oddly enough, I decided to leave all my Spider-Man behind because I have such a bitter taste in my mouth right now.
Oh
Even the
my.
X-Men stuff's gone. I didn't bother to bring. I bought some of the soft covers, none of the hardcover stuff. So I was just like, that's interesting.
Oh, was it on storage?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Not essential. Non-essential. I
You're
got the
killing her,
Batman
Marvel.
wedding album. That should tell you everything. I got that here in my room, looking at it.
And that never even happened.
Exactly. Get it together, Marvel.
No, think about it. If they went full bore, not only for comics, I mean, you can merchandise the hell out of that wedding. I mean, merch, t-shirts, Lilith, Funko set of that marriage. Come on.
Funko set, yeah.
Funko, yeah. Mary Jane in a wedding dress, a Spider-Man in a tuxedo. Come on.
Sells itself, man.
I
They
mean,
can even have like the Seinfeld, what they have like the mini moments. They can have like Aunt May and Aunt Anna and Chrissy could come back. We could just make a whole thing of it.
Marvel, I can clean up everything. I mean, the whole Mephisto thing, the current Zeb Wells crap with one word. You can retcon everything back to normal with one word. Mysterio.
Ooh. I like our Betty Bant thing, but that's going to be a little tricky.
Well, I mean, he could be a hired gun for Betty.
Sure.
He's the special effects guy. Hollywood hires special effects guys. Betty hired a special effects guy.
Don't we have to update the story to he's a CGI guy now?
Pretty much, but you know what I mean. Yeah, Oh, Betty. Oh, seriously. How much sense would that make?
The practical effects guy around is James Gunn now. Sorry to break it to you, kids.
Betty wanted to F up that marriage because she wanted Peter's Peter. Yeah, come on.
They won't listen to us, but I'll put that on the manifestation list as well, Phil. No problem.
And Liz Allen was her partner. Come on. All right. So anyway, meanwhile, as Peter and Mary Jane are having sex. In Midtown, the Kingpin meets with the industrial saboteur known as the Ghost. The Kingpin offers him a job to steal the secrets of Roxxon's new secret procedures, an offer that the Ghost accepts because he has a score to settle with Roxxon and offers to do it for free.
Everybody should have a score to settle with any oil company, but that's not my business.
Oh,
I don't know that I should be rooting for the Kingpin, but kind of.
Especially Roxxon. I mean, that's another supervillain factory. Come on.
Yeah.
However, the Kingpin
Like in
considers
real
what. Oh my. However, the Kingpin considers what the Ghost may do against him in the future and decides to plan for that contingency. The next day at Empire State University,
Wait,
Peter
he
Parker.
told me to shoot you.
Just up the line. Oh, I shoot you. Psh, give me the money. Okay, now I shoot you. The next day at Empire State
Best
University,
opening of a movie, for sure.
Peter Parker finishes an assignment for Professor Evan Swan and is on his way to the Roxxon
Professor
press
Swan.
conference. Early
Wow.
90s, kid.
This is
Early
way
90s.
old. Yeah.
This is one of many attempts of Peter's to go back to college. Yes.
They just love animal themed people around him. I don't.
Oh my god! Read today's issue of Iron Man. It's so funny. It's a flashback to like when Iron Man was wearing that, the Silver Centurion suit.
Oh.
And like him and Emma Frost are going at it, and she like mind controls a bunch of villains that come at him. And it's basically a bunch of Spider-Man villains because they're like, yeah, all their names are pretty much on the nose what they are. It's like the Rhino, Hydro Man. They're like, you kind of know what they are.
You ain't got to figure out much.
No. Because Iron Man's fighting him. He's like, I'm fighting like a kid's rogue scholar.
Well, he's not wrong. As we mentioned last week, I've just been kind of really thinking about it. Like, I don't think it's as iconic as I thought it was.
I still think it is, which makes me all the more makes me all the more angry when people poo-poo over the legacy.
Well, I don't want them to poo-poo over the legacy, but they are all kind of ridiculous and unthreatening.
I was starting to get my
threatening. Sinister, you say? Are you sure?
I was starting to get my enthusiasm back that I lost for Spider-Man after one more day, and then it's just like Nick Spencer had me hopeful again, and then the whole Ben Reilly thing, I was like, yeah. And then it's just like
they love to pull the rug from under us.
And I saw a couple people on. I mean, we're jumping ahead of ourselves, but I saw people on the internet. They're like, 25 issues. What's Zeb Wells done? Besides F with Peter's life, what have we done?
I know, it's like, babes, his name is not Matt Murdock.
This should
not be allowed to be done to Peter Parker. I'm sorry. This is like a Daredevil arc. There, I said
wait till the next Devil You Know. I have thoughts on that Daredevil issue today. Oh, I think we have 2 to cover because I don't think we did 10 because 11 came out today. So we got to cover 10 and I have thoughts on 11. Oh. All right.
Remind me.
Remind this old man to rant. On the way, he is stopped by his classmates Chip and Ethan to help move an oscillator that they're using in an experiment to accelerate plant growth. Sounds like something.
Smoke the doobie.
Is this something Lilith would do?
Smoke the doobie.
Man, keep your LED lights on all day, all night. That's all I'm going to say, and leave it alone.
Lights all day, smoke all night. There's a little song in there somewhere. Chip complains about the funding and recognition the Roxxon experiment is getting when his experiment could double a farmer's crop each year.
Now, what good would that do Monsanto, my dear boy?
How can big companies make a profit off that, boy?
Exactly.
After helping his classmates and changing into a suit and tie, he can relate to Chip's frustration, given his background in science.
Oh, they like to remind us every now and then.
I love how he helps him move the oscillator. They're like, oh, it's lighter than I thought. He's like, oh, gotta watch the strength. Not far away at the stage set up for Roxxon, Mary Jane is recognized by T'Challa.
Not as tight, Mary Jane. Calm down.
What?
She's not his type.
I know. Who was surprised to be recognized by Roy? Oh my God! Are they saying T'Challa's a secret hospital fan?
Oh, he totally is. You know, him and the Queen spent some afternoons watching it. That's all I'm saying. If you know, you know.
I could tell you stories. I had an X-Man. We just do the things we do, and then we lay in bed and watch it. You know how many episodes of General Hospital I saw?
Yeah. My family was a CBS family, so it was As the World Turns or something like that.
Well, not Bold and the Beautiful.
Oh, maybe it was Bold and the Beautiful. Oh my God. I hope my grandma's not listening. I hope my grandma's not listening.
Grandma, I hope you like those penis jokes.
I'm gonna give a little bit coal for Christmas.
Grandma, I swear I'm innocent. It was that white kid. I know. I swear.
It was Steve Heavenwater. It wasn't me, see?
You know I'm not married. It's not married broad. No, come on.
I don't know what penis looks like. What do you mean?
Whoa! Of course, I'm not married. I've never had intercourse. Come on. I'm a precious little flower. Come on. Yeah, she does not recognize intercourse.
I recognize intercourse.
Thank you, Robo Charlie. What was I gonna say?
Iron Man.
As they talk, they witness Iron Man arrive on the scene, which worries T'Challa, who secretly worries about why Tony Stark came as his alter ego instead of himself. Mind your business.
Because he is Iron Man.
No, I think is this the point where he's paralyzed and he needs the armor to walk, or it's either that, or when he does get the chip put in, then the Mars brothers sabotage it, and then it's like killing him. So he's either dying or he's paralyzed. That's why he's in the armor, kids.
No, it's just ego. Don't worry about it.
Oh no, if it was ego. No, if it was ego, he would come as Tony Stark. Come on. I figured he'd get laid, but easier if he was Tony Stark, not Iron Man.
You don't know how many ladies want to bang a robot, obviously, but it's fine. That's for the Patreon.
Or invent their own, Lilith.
I recognize.
Somebody somewhere is gonna fund this research. Damn it.
Lilith's like, oh, it's time again. It's time again, Joe Manganiello robot.
I recognize intercourse.
His thoughts are interrupted when Mary Jane's husband, Peter, snaps a photo of the pair together. Peter apologizes for taking advantage of a photo opportunity. T'Challa understands, pointing out one should always take advantage of opportunities if there is no harm done. He then expresses his fear of what Roxxon is going to announce today as it may affect the economy of Wakanda, the world's only source of vibranium. Meanwhile, Iron Man gets a club soda to drink. He is all too aware.
Alcoholic.
Exactly. He's all too aware that people are noticing him in his armor. Unfortunately, it cannot be avoided as the armored hero needs to wear his armor all the time.
Yeah, it's the spine thing.
Yeah, I just looked up the footnote. Yeah, he had a stalker, kids.
Well, if that's what you want to call it.
Well,
spurned lover, perhaps, in the subtext, but that's none of my business.
Penetration all around. Anyway, meanwhile, Arthur Dearborn has his lab assistant setting up their demonstration. He sees Iron Man in the crowd and greets him. The two have a friendly relationship.
Wait a minute. They did 50 issues of that damn storyline?
What?
Basically of his spine thing?
Yeah, but there was stuff mixed in there too. I mean, like Operation Galactic Storm's in there. I mean, like I said, it gets better. He gets a surgery to get like a chip or something put in, but then like it's sabotaged or something. So I mean, that's a whole thing. And then, the introduction of the War Machine armor's in there, and then
okay.
And then that's the thing where it's like, he freezes himself, but meanwhile the world thinks he's dead, and that's when Rhodey takes over, and that's the introduction of the War Machine armor. All that crap's in there.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, oh my God, that's like milking it like freaking
remote control armor. remote
Just
control
watch
armor.
it
It's all
2
in there.
episodes later. It's fine.
He wasn't paralyzed that whole time, but yeah, no.
Ugh. Yeah. The early 90s for me, Iron Man was not it. Not it. After he stopped being a drunk, it was just no fun. Demon in a bottle, baby. That was peak Iron Man, and then
The two have a friendly relationship, even though Iron Man is troubled that an honorable man like Arthur would work for a shady business like Roxxon. How is he honorable? He toes the company line no matter what.
money talks, and you know what walks.
Soon the demonstration is ready, and Roxxon's executive vice president, Jonas Hale, who demonstrates a new form of synthetic vibranium.
This seems familiar. Almost like somebody's doing a synthetic vibranium story in 2023.
Oh my. This demonstration involves a guard trying to shoot Hale through a thin sheet of the material. The audience is shocked when the bullet bounces harmlessly off the material. He calls this synthetic material New Form and announces it as a boon for businesses, offering an affordable alternative to genuine vibranium. The demonstration is interrupted when some Roxxon employees report an incident in the lab. Jonas excuses himself and asks Arthur to join him. There, he learns that one of the scientists had made the mistake of wearing a metal watch around his wrist, and the new form melted it into his wrist. Hale is furious, reminding the scientists that they were all warned not to wear metal in the lab. He then orders the injured man to be discreetly transported to the Roxxon building downtown for treatment. Arthur expresses his concern regarding the safety of New Form. Jonas agrees that New Form can degrade into a material as similar as the metal melting Antarctic vibranium. But
I feel like this is a case of it's the exact opposite of, gamma rays, right? Not enough explanation, way too much explanation, and it still doesn't make sense. Yikes.
Lilith wants more science on her fake metal. Okay.
No, I want less. I don't give a crap about it, honestly.
But assures that this could be avoided when the material is bombarded by microwaves. Satisfied, Dearborn departs the lab, leaving Jonas with the scientists. Hold on, I lost my place for a second. Hold on.
When one of the scientists.
I know this. My screen just. I was on the backup stories.
Oh, not the backup stories. Like
right, here we go.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh, Outlaw Justice. It is Silver Sable though, but it has Rocket Racer. But it's Robert Farrell, to be fair.
Yes, it's not Harry Osborn.
Willow the Wisp. No. Absolutely not.
Prowler? Come on, it's 1991. We got some Silver Sable butt shots. Come on.
I know, but everything else brings it down. Like I said, to be fair, it has Silver Sable, but also to be fair, Rocket Racer and Willow the Wisp. No, thank you.
So what are you saying? Silver Sable's butt brings it up?
Yes, slightly.
Hey-oh. Here we go.
It's like you mentioned Sandman. He was right there, but okay. And
well,
also Uncle Morty. Oh, yeah, that story annoyed me. Sorry.
Yeah, we don't have to cover any of that. All right. Damn screen. All right.
We're gonna have to start treating Phil like an old man and printing them out for him.
Where's my?
I guess me and Danielle will be going in on a walker this year for Christmas.
Shut up. When one of the scientists points out that New Form can be deadly if used before it can be properly stabilized. However, all Jonas is interested in is the massive profits that he will reap before any disaster happens. Wow. What science fiction is this? A oil executive only worried about profits?
Besmirching!
Meanwhile, oh Lord. And again, kids, if this isn't crazy enough, meanwhile in Colorado,
Ultron coming through.
An army of guardsmen are transporting Ultron 13 to the vault for containment. Feigning unconsciousness. A robot is feigning unconsciousness. Ultron manages to use his control over electricity to overload his shackles, blowing up the prisoner transport. Ultron gloats over his escape. Among the wreckage, he finds the remains of a newspaper report about Newform and decides that he will take it to make himself more powerful than ever before.
Uh-oh, Shaggy. This is not good, kids.
After his defeat in Avengers West Coast 68. So close.
Oh, you beat me to it, damn it.
That's all I heard when I saw that foot. I remembered the story, but I saw the footnote. I'm like, all I heard was, so close. Back in New York City, Spider-Man returns to Empire State University, wondering what melted the metal being hauled off ESU property the night before. He is not the only one who doesn't think that Roxxon isn't on the level, as the Black Panther has also arrived to investigate the situation. Agreeing to work with each other, the two heroes spy in the window into the lab. They witness as the ghost passes through the wall and begins killing the scientists and setting up charges. Spider-Man tries to catch the ghost in a web net, but the villain turns intangible and it passes harmlessly through him. As Spider-Man dodges blasts from the ghost's gun, allowing the Black Panther to ambush the villain. Outnumbered, the ghost turns invisible, leaving the two heroes to deal with the explosives. Recovering the bomb, Spider-Man quickly covers them in webbing so they explode harmlessly. When the ghost tries to attack Spider-Man from behind, the hero's spider sense warns him, and he is able to land a blow.
Nice.
Yes. So
Try to donkey punch me now, bitch.
That's exactly the appropriate use of that drop.
yes, hearing try to ghost them, and anyway, Arthur Dearborn decides to go and investigate. Back inside, Spider-Man and the Black Panther decide to use their enhanced senses to their benefit. They shut off the lights, leaving the ghost blind. However, their plan fails when Dearborn enters the room and turns the lights back on.
Damn it,
Dearborn! Damn it, kid. The ghost uses the opportunity to take possession of a computer that controls a beam projector. When the Black Panther ends up in its range, Arthur pushes him out of the way and is seemingly incinerated. However, the blast has triggered Dearborn to transform into Centurion, who vows to kill them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, thoughts?
Yeah. This was so convoluted and so extra. It's like, hey, look who's here. Black Panther and Iron Man. Yeehaw! Pew pew.
It's a 90s annual event, Lilith. When wouldn't it be? I'm surprised.
It's so hard to justify it, bro.
I'm surprised they didn't rope the Iron Man annual into this. Since
they had
Black
other
Panther
plans
didn't.
For that annual, my friend.
I guess, yeah. Oh yeah, he might be in an Avengers event, yeah.
Yeah.
Because at this point, Black Panther didn't have his own book.
Shockingly, he does not have that many volumes. Shockingly.
Yeah.
Kind of like Luke Cage, sensing a theme here, but it's none of my business.
Well, once you got a movie, now we're pumping out on volumes.
Convenient. Once it made once they were like, black people like this too? Cool. Awesome.
Well, no, I mean, what's the same thing? I mean, who's looking for Guardians of the Galaxy before a movie?
Those books, actually, Black Panther sales in the comic books did go up just because everybody devoured everything Black Panther. But nobody was really checking for Guardians of the Galaxy comic books. Like I said, I was too scared to read the third volume when I saw Bendis' name attached to it. So I was like, I'm gonna skip that. I was gonna read it, I was like, no.
Yeah, don't steal that off the porch either, kids.
And so, wait, I was thinking about it. I was like, because Rocket had a crossover with Deadpool that we did cover. So was he like the most popular character out of Guardians, the comic book version or something? Because there's a lot of things with him, like just as on a variant covers those couple of years and stuff.
I think he was popular for a while, even before Guardians. Like his first appearance was like in the Hulk. So I think people like some of his earlier appearances too.
Sorry, side note. Anyway,
talking raccoon. How can you not?
Little baby trash panda. You gotta love it.
Exactly. But yes, this annual's cover was drawn by Eric Larson.
No, I couldn't even tell.
especially with
Jokes,
that,
jokes.
especially with that Mary Jane in the corner box down in the bottom there.
Exactly.
Damn, his lips are big. Shut up. I know it's Eric Larson, but that's not what I meant. All right. Is there a link to the next annual, or I'm gonna have to type it in?
It should be. You should be able to click it.
Oh yeah,
It
there
says
it is.
adventure continues.
The story continues in Spectacular Spider-Man Annual 11. Yes, Vibranium Agenda Part 2.
Why this had to be 3, I have no idea.
Because there was 3 Spider-Man books at the time.
I know. The story does not justify 3 parts.
But yeah, but again, duh. Why do you think the Amazing Spider-Man was Part 1? We could boost that, so we could boost the numbers on the Spectacular and Web Annual. Come on.
Well, definitely the web needed it. I don't think Spectacular needed
Yes.
it.
Yeah, I don't know. But again, Amazing's always sold more than all the secondary books.
Of course. They did give us Outlaw Justice Part 2 in this one, at least, though.
Yes. Art by
Nice of them.
Art by Eric Larson and Terry Austin on the cover. Look at that Kingpin at the bottom corner cover.
I know, it makes me giggle every time.
So he's smoking a doobie. The Ghost in the Machine. Again, writer David Michelinie. This time, penciler and inker Marie Severin.
Good for her. Get your shekels, baby girl.
Yeah, I think the team's the same. It's just, this time Marie Severin took over pencils and inks. The Ghost has broken into an underground lab at Empire State University to distill a formula for synthetic vibranium created by the Roxxon Corporation. This has put the industrial saboteur in opposition with Spider-Man and the Black Panther. Their battle was interrupted by Roxxon's Arthur Dearborn, who transformed into Centurion.
Centurion. That's a hell of a name, but
it's a hell of a costume.
I've seen worse.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say it looks like a giant.
Turn of the century.
Oh, what? Are you saying a giant manly mustache is not a good costume? How dare you?
We're doing me now.
Nobody told Charlie.
Interesting artistic choice.
Uh,
And I look as good as I do, no matter how old I am, and I date younger men.
Oh my! Little features a bunch of details. Thinking all 3 parties were trying to destroy Roxxon's new form experiment, he has vowed to destroy them all. The situation growing more complicated, the Ghost uses this moment to flee the scene. Centurion turns his attention to both Spider-Man and the Black Panther. However, before he can attack them, he is stopped by Iron Man, who demands to know why Dearborn is suddenly willing to commit murder on behalf of his employers. I think I know.
Talk about brand loyalty. Jeez.
We need the money. Gimme.
I know. What kind of contract is that? Centurion states that all enemies of Roxxon must be destroyed, and then he tries to take a shot at Iron Man. As Iron Man fends off Centurion, Spider-Man recognizes their opponent's power as being derived from microwaves. Why was it chimichanga heating up on his head or something?
It's cold in the middle.
Hey, spotting a nearby we're talking enough about your heart, okay? Spotting a nearby microwave projector, Spider-Man turns it on Centurion, causing him to revert back to Arthur Dearborn.
Give it a little sad whistle.
I don't know who's worse, Arthur Dearborn or Centurion.
Ooh.
Dearborn apologizes for speaking of mustaches. Dearborn apologizes for attacking them, as the reappearance of his powers must have clouded his judgment. However, thanks to the microwave blast from Spider-Man, Arthur can control his powers once more. That's when security arrives on the scene, but Dearborn tells them to stand down. When Spider-Man suggests they try and find out why the Ghost had come to the lab, Arthur regrets to tell them that Roxxon's experiments are classified and he cannot divulge anything to them.
Top men. Okay, they have top men taking care of it, Peter.
Well,
We're doing me now. You've never lived until Maz has given you a pain.
just random drops, kids. Just random drop.
No context, no subtext. It's fine.
Oh, I'm going to wear a gimp mask and murder people.
I could describe
This
like
isn't
how.
Gotham, Phil.
No, I was gonna say this could describe like half the people in this story: the ghost, Centurion.
Oh, I'm going to wear a gimp mask and
Tony
murder
Stark.
people.
Oh, I was gonna say, well, Kingpin doesn't wear a mask. After the three costume heroes leave, a medallion worn by one of the security guards falls off and starts to melt. This raises concerns, but when Arthur tries to call his boss, Jonas Hale, but gets no answer. As such, he decides to dig deeper into the development of New Form, and this only concerns his greatest fears. New Form is nowhere near perfected and will start to decay
A
eventually.
corporation putting out a defective product knowingly, just saying we're gonna get rich to not care about it, that they can cover the lawsuit with the money, the piles of money that they'll make. Get out of town.
But Lilith, it was the end of the quarter.
Oh, trust me, I know the end of the quarter rush. Gotta scrape every penny you can. Gotta
Gotta
make
get
those
them.
shareholders happy.
Got to get them numbers up, and like, yeah, we'll recall it later. Yeah, kid. Uh, and then we'll start to decay until
What
it
issue
turns.
of Spider-Man radicalized you?
Turned into the equivalent of metal dissolving Antarctic vibranium. Reading Roxxon's business plan, Arthur is horrified to discover that the company he works for is planning on moving ahead with the sale of New Form in the hopes that they can develop a solution to the problem by the time it becomes a problem. That sounds like big business.
Classic.
That sounds like big business. Outside, Spider-Man, Iron Man, and the Black Panther spot Jonas Hale talking to the media to spin the situation. Iron Man suggests they investigate things further through their own channels and touch base the next day. When Spider-Man returns to his apartment in Soho, he discovers that his wife Mary Jane is away at a premiere for the night. With nothing else to do, Peter pulls off his mask and sits down in front of the television. Did you see the refrigerator magnet?
Yeah.
Oh, so okay.
Batman, my favorite character.
The chance is never zero, Ray. I'm so sorry.
It was in the story, Ray. I couldn't help it.
So that means Bruce has been by. I'm just saying.
Oh, he left his mark in
Talk
more
about
ways.
shining that bat signal.
He left more than a magnet, kid.
Batman, my favorite character.
Meanwhile, at Fisk Towers, the Kingpin awaits the return of the Ghost. As the Ghost has turned against his former employers, he has set up sensors to detect the villain should he come to stab him in the back. The Ghost. He looks nothing like Patrick Swayze. They make that.
I was thinking like Space Ghost for some reason. Coast to Coast. You remember that?
Yeah, I was gonna say, did Spider-Man make a Patrick Swayze joke? I was like, 1991. Despite this preparation, the Ghost enters the Kingpin's office without setting off the alarm. The Ghost is furious that Spider-Man and his allies interfered with his mission. The Kingpin is no longer interested in getting a sample of New Form and tells the Ghost that his mission has changed from stealing a sample to causing serious damage to Roxxon's holdings. The Ghost is satisfied with his new job and agrees. The funny thing is, Roxxon probably would have did more damage to himself even if no one had interfered.
Like any true corporation.
Yes.
Give it long enough and they're gonna implode. Looking at you, Disney.
There's no FDA in the Marvel universe. Anyway, unknown.
Actually, there probably is. There's no FDA in the DC universe for sure.
No. Well, remember, there's not
no
even
regulation.
Remember, there's not even toilets in the DC universe.
I was gonna say, no plumbing, no regulation. Everybody's just kicking in the hands.
Everybody literally just crapping all over the place.
Almost like it's a Zeb Wells story. Anyway.
Oh!
I kid, maybe.
Spoilers. That's what we can burn on someone's doorstep, some Zeb Wells issues. Unknown to everyone else, there's another player intending to learn the secrets of New Form, the robot known as Ultron. And why is Ultron such a pain in the ass, Lilith? Who invented Ultron?
Exactly. Captain of Bad
Hank,
Life
talk to the
Choices.
back of my hand, Pim.
He's the godfather of bad life choices, actually.
I know. In a secret lab deep below the city, Ultron is building an army of synthetic robots to assist him on his mission. While the following morning, Peter Parker is arriving at Empire State University and is surprised to see that Roxxon is packing things up, bumping into Chip and Ethan, two students at ESU who are happy that Roxxon will be storing the vibranium in their lab for the duration. With the Roxxon experiments scuttled, they hope that more attention will be made to their plant growth formula. Later that evening, Spider-Man joins Iron Man and the Black Panther at a nearby Roxxon facility on Long Island. Well, inside the facility, Arthur Dearborn finally gets a hold of Jonas Hale and expresses his concerns, but they are quickly dismissed. As the three heroes sneak into the facility, they are spotted by Ultron's synthetic army, and the androids open fire on them. While security is distracted by the damage being caused outside, the Ghost sneaks in to commit his sabotage. Unfortunately, he's interrupted by Ultron, who has also used the diversion to get access to Roxxon's work as well.
As you do.
And you know you're a pretty damn shady company when you're rooting for Ultron. However, when Ultron tries to eliminate the Ghost, he finds his opponent harder to kill than he thought. While outside, the heroes discover they are fighting robots and pull out all the stops in order to destroy them and continue on with their mission. Intending to keep his employer's secrets safe, Arthur Dearborn has the facility databases loaded onto a helicopter in order to take it away. Iron Man confronts Arthur and tells him to turn over the data, but the security on board the helicopter begins to open fire upon the Golden Avenger. Knowing that they can't stop Iron Man with conventional weapons, Arthur Dearborn allows himself to transform into Centurion once again and goes to confront Iron Man. While back inside, Ultron figures out a way to get around the Ghost's invisibility and intangibility powers, using his eye beams to set off the emergency sprinklers. With the water affecting his stealth abilities, Ultron blasts the corporate saboteur outside of the building. Seeing that this is a no-win situation, the Ghost decides to make his escape. On the surface, Spider-Man and Black Panther have finished off the last of Ultron's minions and turned their attention to the battle going on between Iron Man and Centurion. In his attempts to neutralize Iron Man, the Centurion accidentally damages the helicopter, sending it falling to the ground below. However, Iron Man uses a magnetic force beam to lower the helicopter safely to the ground. Corporate mascots fighting each other, kids. Horrified that he almost harmed someone innocent, Centurion stands down, changing back to human form. He is angered when he discovers that Iron Man is downloading the data collected. Man, Tony Stark just sticking his stuff into everything, huh? Dearborn orders Iron Man to stop and threatens to have them arrested. However, the three heroes refuse to allow Roxxon to cover up any dangerous secrets regarding their new discovery. Frustrated with the heroes, Arthur tells them to leave. Spider-Man and his allies then begin trying to determine who sent the androids to attack the facility. Outside of Empire State University, Ultron detects that his androids have ceased functioning. It's then that he is approached by Pembroke, the Kingpin's assistant, who offers the Kingpin's resources, suggesting that if they work together, they can both get what they seek. Although Ultron hates human beings, he decides that his partnership would suit his needs and accepts the Kingpin's offer. The following morning at Empire State University, Chip and Ethan are continuing their study on plant growth. They are surprised at the sheer number of police officers that are on campus that morning. They continue to work, happy to finally see Roxxon leaving the campus. As they work away, they are unaware that crates of Roxxon's new form are in the basement and the materials becoming unstable, causing the nails in the crate to begin melting. And Lilith is right. This could have been done in 2 issues.
Could have been done in 1 between us hands, but
Yeah. But again, given enough, if they wanted enough space, yeah. This middle one is filler.
absolute filler, yeah.
Yeah. And then Silver Sable and some guys did something. Silver Sable in a skin tight outfit, and some guys did something. Yeah. All right. Oh yes, kids. And this thing will take place between Spectacular Spider-Man 177 and 178, which I believe 178 was part 1 of The Child Within by J.M. DeMatteis, friend of the show.
Scroll down and also scroll down for his interview and scroll down for our coverage.
Or the easiest way, just go to our playlist on YouTube, or do both, kids. watch it on YouTube and then download the podcast.
Or download on the podcast. Don't watch on YouTube.
That's what I said. I don't know. Yeah, what she said. That's what she said. All right. Thoughts on this?
This cover is interesting, to say the
Oh.
least.
What's Spider-Man and the Black Panther leaping over Iron Man?
Yeah. It's a lot going on here.
Gotta squeeze them all in the cover, Lilith. Ultron in the background.
Yeah, and these backup stories are they give us part 3 of Outlaw Justice, my favorite. But like the origin of the Hobgoblin.
Oh, in the next part,
origin of the Green Goblin. Origin of Venom.
Oh yeah, and the Web of Spider-Man. Oh yeah, they're just doing villain origins. Yeah, I know.
Fast Feud 2, Speed Demon's Revenge. Flop.
A Rocket Racer versus Speed Demon.
Yeah, enough's enough. Enough is enough.
Man, they're really giving your
They're not giving you your money's worth.
$2 low.
Page count. Listen, they're giving you your page count. I don't know that it was worth the money.
Well, 64 pages for $2. They're giving you 6. They didn't say it was good.
Yeah, I'd cream my jeans for $2 for 64 pages in 2023. No lies.
Exactly. Did you see? There's a bunch of Marvel books this week. They bumped them to $4.99, but they give you a backup story.
They're like, DC got away with it. We can do it too.
I know.
And they're charging $5.99. Sometimes $6.99, but that's not my business because I don't read those books.
All right, so yeah, the last part's Web of Spider-Man Annual 7. Oh, look at Spider-Man. All right, does this make sense? He has Ultron in a chokehold. Last I checked, robots don't have to breathe.
Ultron does. It's fine. It's okay. That's where his power source supply is. Don't worry about it. Don't think too hard about it.
No. We know where Ultron's power supply is.
We do. It's in his prison purse.
It's in his prison purse.
Because Hank Pym is a freak. All right. Web of Spider-Man Annual 7.
Poor Janet.
Hey, the Machine and the Man. David Michelini, of course. Guang Yap is back as penciler from the first part, and inker Bud LaRosa. So that was such filler. Because it's like you got a different artist for the second part. It was filler. Oh my God! Did you even look to see who wrote that Speed Demon story?
No, I didn't. I just assumed.
Your favorite creator, Tony Isabella.
Oh.
She's like, the pieces are coming together.
You know, there's only probably maybe 6 or 7 issues that he's ever written that I've actually even cared for. So,
I mean, what accomplishment of his can you trumpet except for like creating Black Lightning
and causing that whole chaos? Yeah. What did he? Didn't he do something for Marvel?
I know, in the 70s he did some early issues of like Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He might have worked on some other stuff, but I mean, yeah, again, so famous I can't even remember him. I'm just saying. I mean, he's between us hands,
I think he didn't even get paid for Black Lightning, the TV show.
Oh yeah, well yeah,
I think I vaguely recall an interview him vetching about it. So,
well, I know he was like complaining about like like their rocky marriage at the beginning of the series and stuff, and just other stuff, yeah. Or maybe about him being older because he's like, yeah, he should be a young man.
It's like no, it's fine. Scooter from Living Single is fine. Donna's boyfriend from 90210, he's fine, man. He's fine.
My! Arriving at the Kingpin's office tower incognito, the robot known as Ultron has come to listen to a proposition from the mobster. So a robot and a mobster walk into a bar. Since they are both after Roxxon Oil's new synthetic vibranium new form, the Kingpin offers to finance Ultron's operation to obtain the material to upgrade his body. In exchange, the Kingpin asks that the robot turn over a sample of new form for a scientist to examine and replicate. Although Ultron dislikes the idea of working for a human, the robot agrees, willing to do what it takes to get himself further to his mission to wipe out humanity. Who is this, Lilith Hellfire? While at the Manhattan branch of Stark Enterprises, Iron Man, Spider-Man, and the Black Panther go over the data they collected on Newform. Oh my god. All right, guys, we have to stop Lilith Hellfire from creating synthetic sex robots, because then she will not need humanity.
I barely need y'all now, so...
That's what I'm saying. If she's down there...
I don't even need synthetic metal. I just need a better synthetic skin.
Oh my.
So that's the hard part.
Hey, that's the hard part about creating a sex robot.
Truly.
You're welcome, Justin. There's not much information since Arthur Dearborn severed Iron Man's connection to the Iron Man's download. What they can ascertain is that there is something about the synthetic vibranium that is unstable. The Black Panther is insistent that they stop Roxxon from marketing the material since it will affect Wakanda's lucrative export of vibranium. Iron Man warns the Panther that they must proceed with caution, as Roxxon can be a deadly foe to have. The Armored Avenger also wonders who was responsible for sending the androids that attacked the Roxxon facility earlier. I wonder. At that moment, Ultron has returned to his secret lab where he begins mass producing a new army of androids to assist in his capture of the new form. Meanwhile, Peter Parker returns to Empire State University to attend classes, intending to meet with the Black Panther and Iron Man later. Walking the halls, he stops by the lab where his classmates... Again, Chip and Ethan continue to work on their experimentation with plants. Peter is bemused when the two scientists argue over the details of their findings. Peter finds that he cannot get his mind off the Black Panther and what he might be doing. Yeah, it's you and Mary Jane. Suddenly, he realizes that the Wakandan someone has price here. The Wakandan prince may be planning to attack Roxxon on his own. And isn't he a king at this point? At Roxxon's New York office, T'Challa pays a visit to Jonas Hale, revealing that he knows that there is something wrong with Newform. He warns Hale to halt production or he will use all of his diplomatic power to stop Roxxon from producing more. Hale calls T'Challa's bluff, prompting the prince to leave. Jonas then calls security and orders them to neutralize T'Challa. However, these guards are no match for T'Challa's superior fighting skill. He's given a last-minute assist from Spider-Man, who had come to make sure T'Challa didn't get into more trouble than he can handle. With the battle over and no way of tying the attack to Roxxon, the pair agreed to return to Empire State University and see what Iron Man has found for them. Meanwhile, Iron Man arrives at Empire State University where he meets with Arthur Dearborn. He asks Dearborn to tell him anything he might know about Newform. However, they are interrupted by the arrival of military forces who have come to secure the building where Newform is being held. Suspicious, Dearborn checks with Jonas Hale to verify the order and learns that the paperwork was faked. This discovery comes too late, and the soldiers surround the building in a force field. When the soldiers attack the Iron Man, he blasts one of them with his repulsor rays, revealing it to be an android. When Iron Man is unable to pierce the force field, Arthur transforms into the Centurion and teleports into the facility. He arrives just as Ultron digs his way up into the basement storage room in a massive digging device. Centurion is stunned by Ultron, who grabs a crate of Newform and flees back into the tunnel. Recovering from the attack, Centurion discovers that the crates have easily broken apart because the artificial vibranium has turned into anti-metal and melted the metal components. By this time, Spider-Man and the Black Panther have arrived on the scene. Comparing notes, they have deduced that the Kingpin is the only one capable of organizing the phony paperwork. When Centurion returns and tells them that the Newform's transformation into Antarctic vibranium due to exposure to microwaves, Spider-Man realizes Chip and Ethan's botany experiment was responsible for accelerating the decay of the synthetic vibranium. So yes, kids, Chip and Ethan were the big villains of this story.
How dare they?
Couple stoners, man. Spider-Man and Black Panther rush to stop the experiment. Iron Man and Centurion burrow underground to find Ultron. En route, Spider-Man and the Panther are swarmed by the androids disguised as soldiers, while down below, Iron Man and Centurion clash with Ultron, who's capable of automatically repairing himself. When Spider-Man and the Panther reach the botany lab, they discover that the microwave experiments have already been stopped. Suddenly, the building next door begins to collapse. Before they can act, someone comes to tell Spider-Man that he has a call from Wilson Fisk. Taking the call, Spider-Man learns that the Kingpin has been monitoring the situation and, believing he had been betrayed by Ultron, offers his aid to the heroes in order to save the city from destruction. You mean the city where he has all his holdings? Yeah.
What do you mean?
If
All the
inform-
spices?
He's an importer-exporter. Spider-Man is able to radio Iron Man and give him a frequency for a sonic blast that will incapacitate Ultron. This allows Centurion to unleash a powerful blast that buries Ultron under tons of rubble.
Somebody had too much chili.
Oh my. With other concerns, the two armored men recover the new form. Returning it to the surface, Iron Man returns the material with the rest of the supply. The heroes deduce that the only way to destroy the new form is to transport it into the Earth's core, where it would be incinerated. However, Centurion refuses to teleport the material there since he is a Roxxon employee and cannot bring himself to destroy property that belongs to his employer. Yeah, he does lips right on that ass, kid. With no other choice, Iron Man burrows deep down to the Earth's core and blasts a tunnel, sending the new form falling into the molten core, destroying it. In the aftermath of the crisis, the authorities have arrived on the scene to clean up the mess. Also arriving is Jonas Hale, who feeds Arthur Dearborn a story claiming that the imperfections in new form were kept a secret by a rogue faction within Roxxon. Much to Iron Man's disappointment, Dearborn buys the story without question. With nothing left to do, Spider-Man decides to head home so he can spend some quality time with his wife, Mary Jane. Thoughts?
I mean, at least we had Mary Jane.
Yes.
Yeah, this story was utter filler, nonsensical filler.
Especially the middle part.
It's kind of fun, but kind of like it gets bogged down in its own like mechanisms of the story.
And we're like coming up with flimsy excuses why Ultron would work with the Kingpin.
Exactly. It's like
what happened to the Ghost?
They were like, oh, we got the fan pages back. They don't like him.
I mean, I could almost buy the Ghost working with Kingpin, even though I don't know if he would work for a guy like that. But you know, Kingpin's a rich man. I don't know if he'd work for him. But Ultron's completely out there.
You know, his fuses are shortened. It's fine. He's not making the most sense.
Oh, that's true. He is a Hank Pym creation.
Exactly.
Well, I guess we're at that point.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about the variant covers at least first. Let me get mine pulled up.
Hey.
Shut up, Philip.
You know, it's funny that the first the text page at the beginning where it like sums up everything, and then it's it's basically this is Mary Jane's side of what happened last issue, and then the last sentence says this is her story. The minute I read this is her story, all I heard was
yeah.
But that's not fair. I like Law and Order. So. Yeah, I mean, the story basically is, we see it from Mary Jane's point of view. Peter, when Peter got sent back without her, and she's stuck in that other dimension with Paul.
Yeah, and we get the explanation for the kids.
Yeah, they find the kids. They're not their biological kids, so, I mean...
God, I was going to say, I didn't think they were in that dimension that damn long.
Well, again, time moved quicker in that other dimension, but at least they didn't go to that point where it's like, oh, yeah, they slept together, so...
Yeah, although it's kind of implied.
Yeah, but...
Especially after she makes the jackpot comment, I'm like, oh, yeah, That tiger's definitely hitting the jackpot, bud.
After that page, just kind of
Yeah.
implied.
Yeah. Where is it?
But yes, the internet was not kind to this issue, nor should they be. And then even later on, after like he, like gets her back and Mary. Oh yeah, that's a nice cover.
Yeah.
I don't know if it might. I was gonna say I knew there was a Gwen one. Yeah.
Yeah, but this one is this one. That one is my favorite one.
That is a good one. Yeah.
So yeah. They had some really good covers. They had 12 of them. The Mickey Mouse Avengers one, I didn't understand.
They're probably just doing. They're probably just doing like Disney character variants. It has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah,
Probably.
I think it's to celebrate Disney's 100th year, but I'm just like,
yeah.
And it's like they're saying it's like maybe a what if or something.
And that's so and that's so weird to me. I mean, I get the variant doesn't have to do anything with the story, but it's like when you put like an Avengers cover on like a Spider-Man book, it's like,
yeah, that's gonna make me just keep going.
Yeah, you're just gonna confuse people. It's like, is this an Avengers book? Are the Avengers showing up?
Keep the mouse out of my Spider-Man. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of a bittersweet thing, right? Like we get like a big issue all to do with Mary Jane, but she's with Paul, and at the end, it's like he can't be with you, and then the villain's like, oh yeah, ha 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 ha, Scarlet Woman must die. Like such a waste. Such a waste of 25 issues.
I know, teasing that.
Like,
It's
how
like,
that?
no.
How did he get away with making it a cliffhanger in 25 instead of actually resolving it? I'll never know.
Because
like,
I don't know, is 26 going to be oversized too, or?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's already oversized.
I know.
And you still couldn't get to the freaking point.
I know. And then
he's not gonna kill Mary Jane, bro.
And then I hope not.
There's no way.
Although, did you see they're keeping it hush hush the details, but there's a issue coming out May 31st called Fallen Friend, and people are like, oh, is that going to be like the Mary Jane funeral issue and stuff? And there's no details.
No, she's not Superman.
There's no details about, it doesn't even say anything Spider-Man. It's just it's like Fallen Friend, because people were like first theorizing that was going to be like, was Bucky going to get killed or something, and Captain America, but then it's like,
that would make my freaking decade, bro.
I know, but it's like, what's the point of bringing it back?
Somebody says Fallen Friend, I'm just like, are we talking Assassin's Creed? What's going on here? If you know, you know.
But now everyone's like, is it going to be Mary Jane? Or, oh my God, if they did kill Norman, would they actually would they call it Fallen Friend? I don't know.
No.
Well, I wouldn't play anything past Seb Wells. But no, that's just like the Peter being petty, because like after Mary Jane basically dumps him, is like he's still like throwing fists at the Fantastic Four and stuff, and it's like, really? I mean, I get him being.
He did have a point. He's like, I tried to ask you guys for help. I told you it was urgent and I needed help, and you guys told me no, so I did what I had to do.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, well, he's got a point. We even said as much when we were covering that.
I mean, I don't like the way he said it, but I mean, Captain America pretty much defended him.
Yeah.
Even after he punched him in the face.
$5 for Fallen Friend?
It's probably gonna be oversized, but yeah. See, so I mean, this 25 was just a waste.
Such a waste.
And again, the whole thing with her saying, "Oh no, I'm staying with Paul" and stuff. That's what the other point the internet had, where it's like, you know what, you really could have like really committed to the relationship with this, because to her, she was in that dimension for almost 4 years. She could have been like, that could have been the strength of their love, where it's like, oh yeah, I knew you were going to come back for me, even if, because time moved differently, even if it was years, I knew you were coming back for me. I believed in you, Peter.
Modern comic book writers literally hating the fans and hating the characters and trying to subvert expectations. Like, enough's enough.
I don't know what they have against that marriage. In my opinion, it
like
made
we
the
were just
character
saying,
better.
I would literally buy like the honeymoon, 3 of the honeymoon issue, 5 of the wedding album. Like, just shut up and take my money. How hard is it? Hell,
Merchandise the hell out of it.
make a big
100
event. Hell,
million.
you can make it a whole year-long event for all I give a crap.
Exactly. 100. You could do wedding and honeymoon variants. All
Engagement. We can do engagement. We can do honeymoon. We can do
engagement,
wedding.
wedding, honeymoon variants all year.
Exactly.
Yes.
Like, they're
Again,
just
just
missing out on so much money. They don't even know.
Marvel. Marvel, just give us the wedding again. You can merch it. You have our permission. Just monetize the whole damn thing, but just do it.
So, like, I'm just gonna, to be devil's advocate, like, in comic book telling, especially modern comic book telling, right? Everything's, like, really serialized, and they're allowed to take their time to build things up. But I think 25 issues
Because we're
to
writing for
build
the
this
trade.
up,
Yeah. And again, I mean, they
that's
were
too
doing
much.
like 2 issues a month, but that's still a year.
Yeah.
At least a year.
And like I said, it's like such a bittersweet thing that we get this whole Mary Jane issue. She's being brave. She's being supportive. She's just a great person, even under this incredible like stress. And Paul's bland and whatever, but so is Peter, low key. Like, take away Spider-Man, and he is really bland. So that's her type, And he's
Yeah.
smart, and he likes, he's somewhat of a scientist himself. Like, she has a type. I get it.
But again, as far as again, I don't know if they're just teasing us with that too, because I mean, have we ever seen like Mary Jane and Paul be like romantic in any way? I mean, have they kissed? Have we seen them kiss? I can't remember.
Not on page. They know better.
No. Yeah.
Everything's just kind of implied, and we're assuming here.
Yeah, and again, that's why those kids aren't their biological kids.
Now that really would have been something. Again, like, it's either like poop or get off the pot. Either be brave enough to go the full way or don't. Like, I felt like that was like a half measure for sure. Like,
And what
he
about
wasn't too sure about doing
the joke Peter, Paul, and Mary Jane?
Exactly. Now, that's a threesome I can get behind. Hell.
Whoa!
Yeah. Maybe we'll get a throuple. Who knows? I mean, it didn't work for Logan and Jean Grey and Scott, but maybe another redhead can pull it off. I don't know. It reminds me of that meme. Me and you and you and me and you and your friend Steve. But in this case, it's Paul.
And again, why wouldn't she leave Paul? It's like, oh, what, they bonded over all these experiences? What about all the experiences she had with
that's a
Peter?
true thing. She's got Stockholm syndrome. He's the bad guy. Paul's the bad guy. Mark
Yeah,
my
but
words. That
even if you go,
that liver thing is not real.
oh yeah, definitely. Even if you go that route, I mean, shouldn't she have Stockholm syndrome with Peter? I mean, how many more traumatic experiences has she had with Peter? Hale.
Yeah, but he
Like
always
Lilith.
runs off at the first sign of trouble because he's Spider-Man. He has to. Paul doesn't. He's there. He's there in those actual moments. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but how many times has she been attacked by goblins and chameleon? And
yeah, but again, Peter's usually not there. And that he's missing. That's how they find her, because he's off doing something else. They're like, ha 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 ha.
I know.
It's a whole thing. Like, I can see where he was coming from, but it was just not executed well. It definitely took too long to get to this point. And like, Paul is so bland. Like, I could understand if he was like saying like another Flash Thompson or something like that, like something exciting.
Yeah.
But like, dude is bland as milk and toast and rice.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, jeez, man.
Okay, so if they're not killing off Mary Jane next issue, what is the most shocking thing in 50 years that could happen?
Thruple. We're getting a thruple.
Marvel's not that interesting.
Or Peter dies to sacrifice himself for Mary Jane.
That makes but it's not going to happen though, because they've already solicited 27 and 28, and we're pretty sure Peter's in them. So,
well, I guess Mary Jane's dead then. Not that I hear, because she'll be back.
yeah. Give me as many Fallen Friend issues as you want. She's coming back.
Yeah.
I mean, they're at least teasing that death.
People will literally ride in the streets and not pick that book up if she doesn't come back within, like, what, 2 or 3 issues? she can't be gone more than 6 months. It's
Oh
just
no,
no.
no.
Like, he literally probably already has Mary Jane's return there, which makes it even cheaper. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's such a catch-22 when if you're trying to, if that's indeed the route
Yeah.
they're gonna go.
And that
Or
cover
maybe
for the
they
next
reveal that it's Uncle Ben. I don't know, man.
Uncle
Ben is
issue, they're
Mephisto confirmed, bro.
yeah. I mean, they're copying that original Gwen Stacy cover for for the next issue. It's like,
Yeah.
who are they gonna kill? I mean, come on. Okay, if you're gonna kill someone, you want to shock? Let's kill Aunt May. Come on.
Let's kill Captain America.
They won't. You know they won't. But J. J. Jonah Jameson. I mean, they're not doing anything with him.
Yeah, his podcast. He has pod faded. His podcast is a flop.
Seriously. He's not working for Rob Southgate anymore. He quit podcasting.
Why did your eye drift over to my box?
But yeah,
I've got fatigue. I've got amazing
You know what?
Spider-Man fatigue.
You know what? For the obvious reasons we don't want Mary Jane to get killed. I mean, they're telegraphing it so much. If they do kill her, it's gonna be like, well, you've been telegraphing it for 6 months. No,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's so weird. It's like, it's like almost obviously obvious that they're not gonna do it, but they are gonna do it. So you're just like, if they do it, it's like, bro. And if they don't do it, then it's like, that's not shocking, I guess. Like, what is even left to be shocked by? Like, we've literally seen it all. Like, we all thought that we would have the marriage back by now. You know what I mean?
I know.
That would have been the shocking thing to do. Let them be married again.
Yeah, and because they're really teasing that death because now they kind of have what Peter's like in a relationship with Felicia, and it's are they just like, oh, see.
Yeah.
Fallen friend with benefits.
I mean, I would be. I mean, not as pissed, but I would still be mad if they killed off Felicia too. But
oh yeah.
Oh no! What if they do kill Aunt May because Aunt May finally sacrifices herself for somebody to go be with her stinky old husband?
I mean,
but we haven't even seen Aunt May, so I don't know.
That would turn stuff around. I mean, maybe that would undo that Mephisto deal for Aunt May.
Literally, it's like the undoing of because we lost the marriage because of her. But I don't think he's
Zeb, you could turn that whole thing, or you could turn this whole.
It's too late now. It's been written for months. It's too late, Phil. All we can do is speculate. But like I said, when's the last time we even saw Aunt May? Like, what, 10 issues ago? 12 issues?
Every so often he talks to her. I mean, on the phone or something. It's just like, okay.
But like actually physically seen Aunt May, I think it's been at least 13, 14
I told you
issues.
that's the other thing. No marriage. I mean, our supporting cast.
No friends, no nothing, man.
Our support, no job. I mean, that's the other thing.
Like,
Giving Peter
a
job.
Bum. Peter Parker's a bum under Zeb Wells, bro.
Giving Peter Parker like a job and not working for Norman Osborn, giving him a job gives you that excuse to bring in supporting cast like Jameson and Pete stuff,
Yeah.
Or Jordan Mercado.
I'm dying for Tombstone at this point, Ray. Like, can I get that arc back? That's fine.
What the F?
Hammerhead? Anybody?
I know. And again, there's that theory that I think Bleeding Cool had it like, well, maybe Norman's gonna die. Okay, here's what I'm thinking.
About Norman, and that's not shocking. He's been dead before, twice, 3 times.
I guess, and I mean, unless they make it stick for a while, but it's like, well, think about this.
Stuck for a while last time, bro.
I think either way you go with the death of Norman, it's going to satisfy people because one, you're either going to be like, if he sacrifices himself to save Peter, Mary Jane, you might be like, oh, well, he's redeemed himself for all his past crimes. Or you'll be like, okay, well, he's finally paid for killing Gwen.
And then there's the third part. That's not shocking.
I know.
Liar.
But
and then we run Zeb Wells out of town.
It's not the most shocking. It's
bro,
not the
how many Spider-Man writers have we run out of town like consecutively? We kind of ran Nick Spencer out of town. The guy before him.
I didn't have a problem with Nick Spencer. Nick's a
lot of people did though because of that, that whole villain thing.
Yeah. But I mean,
watch it, Zeb. You might be one of those, and we never saw his name
yeah.
again.
I mean, the shock value isn't what they'd advertise, but if it is Norman who dies,
I'd be happy.
I mean, and again, it coincides with Gwen's, the 50th anniversary of that whole thing. So,
Yeah. I don't think they're that smart,
baby,
though.
remember when we
To
used
be
to say,
fair, I don't think they're that smart.
maybe Norman goes off the bridge this time?
I'd love to see it. Just to be quite frank, I'd love to see it. I don't think, like I said, I don't think there's anything that they can do to shock me in a Spider-Man book anymore. Honestly, if they kill Mary Jane, it's like, okay, whatever. We've already had a love interest die before. Yes,
And
it's
again,
Mary Jane, but technically we've already done this.
and again, pound that point home. It's like if they kill her, one, we don't want that, but two, I mean, you've been telling us, you've been pretty much teasing us, you're going to be doing it for the last 6 months, so it's no surprise.
Yeah. I'm just like I said. I'm not even gonna pick up the next issue. I'm just gonna let Twitter tell me the spoilers. I am out on Amazing Spider-Man until we get a new writer.
I'll tell you.
I know. I'll just be here to ask you questions when you talk about the new issue.
Okay.
I'm gonna read. I'll read another. Like I said, I'll read Venom. Probably, I'll be reading Venom, Carnage, stuff like that. But I am not reading Amazing Spider-Man. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. Did you get the new free comic book day issue?
I did, of course. I got it on free comic book day, no less. Went in and bought Funkos and everything.
So I'm assuming
I got a Venom Funko. I did. I finally bit the bullet on that.
So I'm assuming this is teasing a new Craven arc, and we do see Doc Ock at the end. I know Doc Ock's coming up in like 27, 28. So
yeehaw.
We're at there.
Ruin them, bud.
Seb's gonna try not to ruin these classic rogues.
Yeah, it's like you can go ahead and make up your own rogues. I don't care. Just don't touch my classic ones. I know I say they're ridiculous, but they're my ridiculous rogues.
Scribble
my
man.
Childhood.
The Scribble man.
Yeah, exactly.
So what happens in the free comic book day issue, kids? Spider-Man spanks the monkey.
I almost went Grodd, and I'm like, wait, wrong universe.
I know. I mean, DC has a few. Grodd, Monsieur Mala. I mean, come on. Where's Marvel's great? Oh, well, we have, was that 8-Man?
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once again, so good, I forgot. Oh, Lord. And then there was the other backup story with, like, I guess, a Golden Age symbiote, but the last story, I mean, again, they're also promoting the ultimate invasion coming this summer. So are we merging the regular Marvel universe and the ultimate Marvel universe?
I mean, low key, we already kind of did that, but I guess we're
making
it official. Like, we quietly did that. I guess now we're gonna make it a big deal, like 10, 15 years later or whatever. 20? Has it been 20?
Well, cha-ching. I mean, they stopped printing those books, but then I think, what was it?
We still
during Secret Invade. I mean, not Secret. That last Secret Wars where we basically brought Miles over. I think that was kind of the official.
Yeah.
Give Molecule Man a cheeseburger.
Yeah. So yeah, like 10 years.
Yeah, not quite. I think was that 2015 maybe. Yeah. So I mean, it's not close, but yeah.
It's good enough for me. Just round up, bro.
Exactly. And I know Lilith doesn't give a crap, but yes, Spider-Man 2099 Dark Genesis #2 is out.
So, like, I'm still confused why that book exists. Can you justify it, Phil?
Well, again, he's gonna be in Across the Spider-Verse, and I don't know if they're like trying to build up like the 2099 line again, because it seems like Steve Orlando's like giving us like updated versions of 2099 characters or new 2099 characters like Blade 2099.
Oh, it's not his daughter. Okay, that's fine.
No, probably his grandson or something.
Boo, missed opportunity. Because vampires age slowly, dummy.
I know. Unless he killed her or something. But of course, yes, we're getting like a version of Carnage in here, so.
Shut up. A symbiote.
Yep.
Okay, that looks like Scorpion and Carnage had a baby, but that's not my business. Not investing in 2099. You're never gonna make me.
Oh yeah, and look who's back, kids. Moon Knight 2099.
Oof. At least there's something for Ray.
Yes. It's a really nice package.
It's a lot of meat.
Yeah. A lot of bullshit too.
Whoa!
That's just a really nice package.
Sorry, I'm
Enough of
so
25.
frustrated.
I know.
I'm so frustrated. It's so sad.
It's
Like
Amazing
I read
Spider-Man.
Extreme Venomverse, right? And I liked it more than I liked Amazing Spider-Man 25.
I was almost gonna pick that up. Is that good?
It's better than that.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, and then just not really related, but don't forget to pick up Broken Gambit #3 if you haven't.
I
And there's
did pick
also
it up.
Spider-Gwen Shadow Clones, which
Mm.
the art is really nice. The story, it's okay, but the art is it's nice. It's nice to look
Yeah.
at.
I mean, I swear they've dropped the ball with her so bad.
So hard, bro. It's ugh. I was hoping, but it's multiverse shenanigans. That's what everybody's up to nowadays. So
I was
it's not
thinking, would it
special
be?
anymore.
I was thinking, would they ever do something like in 26, like say Mary Jane like sacrifices herself and like I don't know somehow like again with the Scribble Man, it's so weird. Like if reality gets warped, where like basically Mary Jane gets like shunted out of reality, and all of a sudden like a live Gwen, like original Gwen, just like snaps into existence.
Now that would be actually shocking, and I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Like,
So
I'm
basically,
not
Mary
the
Jane
biggest
just takes
actual
Gwen's
Gwen
place.
Stacy fan. Just to be
Yeah.
like original Gwen Stacy, crybaby Gwen Stacy. Most iconic thing about her is her headband, Gwen Stacy. Ooh.
I know, but who knows what's up?
Compared to our fierce, independent, loyal, can throw a punch, Mary Jane. Like that's
Oh,
just such a piss poor trade off, man.
I was about to say with a good writer, but I mean we have Zeb Wells right now, so yeah, I don't know if I went
I
that
don't
far.
want to poo-poo on Zeb. The editor, like, there's editors that approve the story. They felt like it
Well,
had
yeah,
merit.
people are
And there
calling for
are, like I said, new fans. I've noticed that new fans really like the story. They're trying to push out the old fans because old fans expect too much quality. We have like these expectations of things. It's kind of like The Sims, right? Like The Sims 3 had an open world. It was great. It was like the best Sims game ever. And then we get to 4 and we're back to a closed world, no cars, just got freaking infants, things like that. And it's because new players who never played those previous games don't have the expectation for quality and what we could really get the game development team to do. Like they just take it. It's just pretty and that's enough. And that's the whole thing. I think a lot of old fans and a lot of different fandoms and genres of things are being pushed out because the younger generation doesn't have that expectation. Me and my friends have a joke. It's like, after our generation dies, hell, they'll probably take away the kids' driver's license and they'll gladly give them away because none of them drive anyway. Like things like that. So
yeah.
it's just like, I think that's honestly what it is. They're trying to drive away old fans so that they can give,
I mean, they've been trying to get
do
rid of
less
that marriage
and charge more is the point.
Yeah,
I think.
I guess, but I mean, they've been trying
Like
to
they're
get rid of.
slowly giving us crappy backup stories and charging more. Like nobody asked for a backup story. Nobody.
I
Who
mean,
wants a backup story in a normal book? Nobody. Just give me my damn 24, 26 pages and keep it moving.
yeah. Again, it's how about we keep the price the same and don't give us a backup?
Exactly.
Or again, just start printing on newsprint again and lower the price.
I don't even think they're allowed to technically anymore. For environmental reasons.
Maybe.
Allegedly.
Yeah, but isn't it biodegradable though?
Yeah, but like they actually have to use real trees.
I guess. Then you plant another one.
Well, that's called offsetting your carbon footprint, which they're supposed to be doing anyway. But I don't know why they won't use newsprint, but I think it has something to do with that or something. And I don't want to go back to newsprint, to be quite frank with you.
I know, but that makes your books more valuable. If
they
can
they
fall
they
apart.
allegedly.
Yeah.
Have you seen a signature on one of those old things? It's disgusting. I don't want
Oh
it.
yeah.
Ugh. Just the thought of it.
Uh, all right.
I like
Are
my
we?
pretty shiny paper, Phil. You can't. You have to take it out of my cold dead hands.
I'm just saying, like a cheaper something, so we can
They're
just not.
gonna find a reason to up the price regardless. It's a recession,
I know.
inflation, yada yada yada. It's gonna go up regardless, and I don't want to downgrade in quality. For getting less quality for double the price. No, thank you. The only newspaper print company I like is Alterna Comics. They're the only ones that are allowed to do it because that's their thing. Let them
Did I
have
see?
something, Phil.
Did I see something online? I don't know if it's true, but it's something about alternate comics. Where, like, I don't know. For some reason, they don't like. They're not good to like the local. But they're not good to the comic shops or something. Or
Oh, that is probably true because, like I said, you're supposed to actually technically order off Etsy. Now, your local comic book store can order for you. I have seen them in local comic book stores, but they're very far and few between. But
yeah,
generally, they encourage you to either order from their website or order off Etsy. But in turn, I heard that the local comic book shops really don't like the really small press company, independent, small print press companies anyway.
well,
So I
yeah.
think it's a little bit of the back and forth thing as well. Because it's hard
Well,
to find like AWA, anything that's not like Zen Comics, IDW, like really small. Like the comic books, the local comic book stores have really turned on Archie as well.
mm,
So it's a whole thing with like the smaller companies that are doing like these really small batches. Like they just don't want to deal with them anymore. So, I mean, I'll stand by the local comic book shops, but at the same time, I'm gonna just say the things that I've heard and seen personally.
yeah. Well, I guess if people aren't coming in and asking for it, it's like these stores are like, do we want to take a chance on buying this product,
Yeah,
paying for
that's
shipping and
actually
stuff? And
Alternative's business model, and why they keep it so
yeah,
cheap is that they don't have to unless it's like on demand from a specific small, like a local comic book shop.
yeah,
But everything is like in their warehouse, and they can just ship it out on demand or from the Etsy store. So,
yeah.
like that's their model. So I don't know what everybody's so up in arms about. It's not like
I
it's
know.
Amazon taking your business. It's you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Be mad at Amazon. Don't be mad at small independent companies.
Be mad at Roxxon.
Exactly.
All right. Should we get out of here?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, kids. Next
Give us
episode
your
will
thoughts
be
on 25. Tell me I'm crazy. Tell me I'm wrong, and that I should keep reading Amazing Spider-Man.
yeah, whatever your opinion is, yes, just send in your thoughts. If you can defend it, if you agree with us, just send in your thoughts.
Ray, why do I have a feeling you like the story? Which is okay. It's totally fine. Different opinions
No,
make the world go round.
I think even he was losing interest after the whole Tombstone after Tombstone left the book. He's just like, eh.
Like honestly, that was kind of a turning point. Not gonna
Well, again, he had to get through all the the X-Men crossover, and remember we
Again,
poo-pooed on Ben,
Spider-Man needs to be in his own little corner for like 2 years.
and
So
remember
do the X-Men.
we were poo-pooing on Ben Rally before we even got to this point. So
That was such a mistake, man. They've just been making missteps everywhere. Like like I said, they hate old fans. They really do. It's my working theory at this point. They
seems
want us
like
to
it
go away.
because you can bring the marriage back, and again, if you want a single Spider-Man, give Ben his own book or
Actually, give
something.
Miles something to do, or Ben something to do.
Miles and Ben, you'll have two single Spider-Men. You can have enough dating drama over with those two. Come on. All right, but next time we're going to talk Life in the Mad Dog Ward from Web of Spider-Man 33, Amazing Spider-Man 295, and Spectacular
If you
Spider-Man
thought
133.
April was bad,
And then in 2 weeks, we'll cover Spider-Man 29 through 31, Return to the Mad Dog Ward. I believe both of those are written by Ando Senti, so.
interesting.
Yes. And then, of course, we'll round out the month. The Bad Babysitters Club will be back to discuss the final issues, revelations, the final issues of the 90s Spider-Man Clone Saga. So, as Ray and
I'm
Dave,
gonna need some live reactions, Dave and Ray.
Dave and Ray will discover who the mastermind behind the Clone Saga was.
Hey, Dave, you think you can get Chuck Dixon to give his reactions on the review?
Yeah, he'll be like, F the big two.
Like, no, I'm always curious about, like, what other comic book writers think about, like, you know, like, it was sold such this big, long, drawn-out thing that, you know, a lot of them were reading along and were probably pissed as hell. And Chuck Dixon's probably one of the few people that will give an honest opinion about it.
I'm always, you know what? I'm always.
I think JM did kind of give his honest opinion about it, but.
Oh yeah. Oh well, he left the book during the Clone Saga, and then he came back right as it is over. So what do you think is the reaction? No, I never want to insult the man, but I always want to ask Chichester, what did you think of so and so's work, or what did you think of this one?
Yeah, no,
this
he's
story?
so sweet. He wouldn't.
Yeah.
He didn't even poo-poo on poor Alan Smitty, you know.
Well, they're good friends. So. No, the only one Chichester will poo-poo on is Carnage. They would have let me write it. I'll write this, but they'll let Carnage do it. All right, kids. So,
Carnage had free reign.
Oh yeah. All right, kids. So yeah, send us your thoughts. Email us CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise, the Patreon. Please subscribe to the Patreon so you don't miss 4 months.
Do you like to be bullied? Well, become a part of the Patreon elite and get bullied.
And yes, come join us for 4 months of a Heroes Reborn summer.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be actual torture porn, guys. Phil's gonna torture me with Heroes Reborn.
As Lilith gets drunk and reviews Heroes Reborn with me.
Alcohol recommendations, quickly, children, quickly.
Oh my god, would that be the greatest episodes ever? Like, not only are you like drunk and high or whatever reviewing Heroes Reborn, but if you're on camera and like actually strapped to like a torture rack or something.
As Phil just keeps narrating the worst story ever told.
And then Captain America, no! Oh, you're gonna subscribe to the Patreon to see Love Hellfire in a torture rack.
It could be worse. It could be what is that? Heroes Reborn Revisited, The Return or whatever.
Oh god.
I actually picked that up on Free Comic Book Day for $2, the whole set.
You got ripped off.
I know. I wanted my $1.50 back.
Lucy Lilith in a Hannibal Lecter mask. She's like, no.
Roll me in, yeah.
And she's like, I'd rather be getting poked with hot pokers than review this. No.
At least it's only 4 months, you know.
Yes. Again, it's only once a month, too. It's not like I'm hitting with you every week. All right. So, yes, kids. So, yes, please subscribe to the Patreon and Lilith Hellfire. If people want to talk to you about good comics, bad comics.
You can find me on Facebook if you want to be Facebook friends. Because I'm old now, so it's okay. You can be my Facebook friend. It's the only social media I have, guys. I'm old curmudgeon. I love it. I'm basking in it.
Either do the 6 or do the
9. Can you imagine, kids, if your grandma said that?
Don't get fingered.
Well, Danny was kind of responsible for that Vibranium ultimatum, so
wow.
Oh,
true. That's true. That's true.
That's a handful. We were busy boning.
Peter wishes.
Somebody's
well, in that first Amazing Spider-Man, he was busy boning.
Oh, rape and murder! I'll tell you that.
Peter's a sad boy now. Peter's damn near an incel under Zeb Wells, bro. This is worrisome.
Oh yeah. This is current Spider-Man.
It's all rape and murder. I'll tell you that.
He's a bum. J. Jonah Jameson was right. He's a menace.
Somebody's muffin's getting buttered. That ain't my business.
I mean, come on.
It's
Like I
Peter's
said,
business because it's Mary Jane's muffins is getting buttered.
wow. Like I said, I mean, where's our wholesome '90s comics with those two getting frisky?
I wonder if my wrist is ready for that. My wrist is ready to throw this damn issue in the bin.
All right, kids. Yes, come back next time. This issue 25 is going to put us in the Mad Dog Ward. So, yes, come back next time. We'll all be in straight jackets. And again, when 26 comes out, I'll tell Lilith what happens. And you.
Yay.
All right. But until then, swing on back.
Thwip, thwip, thwip. Right in the trash.
Someone stop this Zeb Wells before he murders another franchise. Good night.